What's up, y'all? It's Vitamin M coming at you with another bourbon review, and today we have a very special episode for like a post-Halloween thing. Past couple days, people have not been recognizing me between my costume yesterday and today with me being clean-shaven. I don't think y'all have seen me this clean-shaven. I haven't seen myself like this in probably a year or so. But anyways, I stopped by Total Wine earlier today, grab a couple things. And I asked my guy there, hey, do you have the new Jack Daniel's Coy Hill release? Because I've been looking for that. And he's scoured the store and they didn't have it, unfortunately. But I saw another guy walking around with this, the Little Book Infinite, which I'll touch on in a minute. But I asked him, do you still have those? And he said, yeah. And he went to the back. I guess they started pulling it out at like whatever time at night this was, like 6 or 7 o'clock or something. So I got this, which I've been looking for as well. So not exactly what I was looking for, but I'll take this. I've heard good things about this one. But anyways, this is Little Book Infinite. This comes from a series of Jim Beam products, or is a Jim Beam product that was created by Freddie No, their master distiller here. And this one pays homage to his granddad, Booker No, who is named, the Booker lineup is named after him, and his dad, Fred No, who they were all master distillers, and Booker was quite a guy. It seemed like when I did the tour and everything, he seemed larger than life and responsible for a lot of their brands. It was a really cool family history to it. But this takes the idea of an infinity bottle. I won't touch too much on the history of this because I have another Little Book bottle that I'd like to eventually do an episode on that I really like. But I'll get to that one later. But I found this today and I wanted to give my quick thoughts on it and unbox it and everything. I guess this is more of an unboxing video rather than a history lesson for this first part. But this whole infinite thing is based off of the idea of an infinity bottle. Bourbon collectors like myself may have like a bottle where they'll mix a couple different things and then they keep adding different pours of all these different bourbons and stuff they collect, and it changes and you get all these different notes and everything as the juice kind of sits and it ages in there, and that's called an infinity bottle. You're kind of just adding on to all the flavors and stuff. I haven't done that. I've tried a couple of different people's infinity bottles. It's hit or miss with what you're going to put in there because everything tastes very different, and you'll definitely pick up strong notes of certain things. Like I've had one where I just got like a big Jim Beam peanut or old granddad taste, which I'm not a big fan of. But let's go ahead and unwrap this here. I mean, this is a beautiful package, as you can see, but like I said, wanted to unbox this and give you all my quick thoughts on this. But this is spectacular here. I think there's a tag that'll talk about the blend here. Usually there's a back to these boxes here, so I can't really use it for something unless there's something I can think of. But you know, you get to take this off, so I might keep that and do something with it. Now what? I think I just grab it like here. Oh yeah, no, this is just like before. It just doesn't have a back. Okay. I thought there was something. Oh, no, I need to take that off. Okay. I thought there was something else special to it. So it just sits in there. But I mean, these guys always have great packaging. They're definitely a very premier yearly release, I'll say. And they come in this nice little wine looking bottle. Definitely very pristine in their packaging and how they approach it. So I got a little tag here. Usually this will be the recipe outline. So we'll see what's going on here. Take this off. See what's up. And put this back on always. So what do we have here? Oh. Okay, so it's talking about the Little Book Infinite thing. Welcome to the Infinites. Through the series, I'll share a new side of Little Book. As always, each edition will tell a story, but this time it's not mine alone. This whiskey brings together bourbon distilled by my granddaddy, Booker, my dad, Fred, and me, Freddie. For the first time, blending our journeys as whiskey makers into a single liquid. It's been 3 generations in the making. Enjoy. Anything particular about notes here? So it's edition 1. I think this is going to be a new yearly release So they say that right there. So that's pretty good. Edition 1, bourbon distilled by Booker, lays the groundwork with notes of oak, char, and smoke. Fred's bourbon brings in richness of dark fruit, cherry, and brown sweets, and it's all rounded out with bourbon I made where caramel, vanilla, and baking spice really shine through. Perfectly balanced, yet unlike anything we've made before. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Usually it'll list like the different types of whiskey that they use for this. They'll use rye, they'll use even some scotches and stuff, which is kind of nice. This series in general, I have kind of mixed feelings on. There's not a whole lot of these things that I tend to like. I really only started getting into them with what is it? With the with Little Book Chapter 7. So everything before that was just kind of hit or miss to me. I think it's supposed to list somewhere on here where the blend is usually. Oh, I guess not. I guess you'll have to do your research on your own, but I mean, that's a beautiful package right there. That's really nice. So the little bit of research I've done on the internet on this is a blend of 7 to 20-year-old bourbons or whiskeys. So there's a lot of different I think it's low rye mash bill whiskeys of Jim Beam. So Booker's is the 20-year-old one. I think there's like a 14 or a 16-year-old from Fred. And then there's a 7-year Basil Hayden like mash bill from Freddie. And then there's an 8-year mix that all three of these guys eventually touched at some point. So that's interesting. I think with the whole infinite thing, they'll take all of the original juice in the last edition, they'll add something to it. Same concept as an infinity bottle and see what they get. So I think the ratios are roughly like 25% between them all. I highly doubt that. Anything with a blend of something super old, like 20 years especially, like even like, gosh, like 15 or more years is like a really low amount in these guys. So on their website, like, or somewhere I read trying to say that it's 25% between all of them. I think that's BS, to be quite honest. Maybe I'm wrong. Somebody correct me in the comments. But let's go ahead and crack this guy open. I've talked enough about packaging. Now let's get to sipping. So I like that these guys have this little tab here. I know it's cooler to take a hot knife and do that. But I'll save that for another video. Excuse me. Take that off. All right, time to pop the cork. Oh, good cork right there. That's a good sign to get us started. So, and we'll start with our tasting. Ooh, no, that's pretty good. Oh, wow. Now that is a new color I haven't seen in a while. Look at that there. It's definitely copper. Sometimes I want to say amber, but that is copper. Hold up in the light. Looks pretty good. So we've done cork and color. Let's take a nose. Definitely get a punchiness of rye, kind of that graininess. Lots of caramel butterscotch. Very common whiskey notes. It's almost like a dark cherry on there as well. I'm picking that up. Maybe a little bit of baking spices as well, but there's a very strong cherry note with this. It's fruity, but a lot of this stuff is kind of very common, things we've seen before that you'll get on everything. So that's pretty good. But oh, let me bring this back over here so y'all can check this out. So you remember what I'm sipping here. So all right, let's take a sip here. We drink today because tomorrow we die. That's 120 proof, and wow, that goes down like a 95 or an 100 proof. That's really freaking smooth. What does it say here? 119.3. Okay, now I'm getting on the back as it's going down my throat. I'm getting a good Kentucky hug. Y'all know how much I love that phrase. Hearing it that often. Wow, that is incredibly smooth. That's wild to me, man. Unreal. All right, I'm getting a couple different notes here, but I need to sip this again to kind of pick up some things. Wow, that's just so smooth. It just goes down so well. It's great viscosity. It's a good mouthfeel. I love the burn and the warmth that goes down my throat. Tasting the proof there, like I've told y'all, the proof I think rounds everything out. Lots of just really sweet caramel butterscotch goodness. There's almost like a marshmallow texture, even though it doesn't taste like marshmallow at all. That kind of like that softness to it on the middle of your tongue. I don't know how to describe it, but just like eating a giant marshmallow in your mouth, even though it doesn't taste like that. A little bit of red fruit, like a raspberry. I'm not picking up a whole lot of cherry here. It's really just so sweet and smooth and forward with everything. Wow, that's good. Baking spices for sure. A little bit of sweetness. I do get a little bit of cherry on like the tip of my tongue, on the roof of my mouth. But that's so smooth. Maybe like silky kind of. This one I think is more about the texture rather than the notes I'm picking up. Like I get some brown sugar, I get like silky milk chocolate and stuff. I think there's a lot of different things that are happening. Maybe it's my palate because of what I ate for dinner or something like that as well. So, I mean, with something like this and how they're going to go about this series, you might be at the mercy of whatever you're feeling or whatever your palate is as well. So I'm definitely picking up, like, this is definitely a fantastic texture. There's no one note, I'll say, that really sticks out. Excuse me. There's a lot of different things going on with this bottle. I don't know. I'm puzzled by this one, honestly. I don't know what kind of rating to give it. Maybe I should let it sit for a bit, and then come back to it or something. But there's kind of a lot going on here. But like I said, like there's no note that's really just prominent. It's got a lot going on, but there's nothing that ultimately stands above everything else to make it super duper prominent. But that texture is so good. Like, that's better than Buffalo Trace texture. Wow. Yeah, okay. Stone fruit. Wow, a lot of raspberry kind of on that one. It's still got like that marshmallow texture, softness thing going on here. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know about this one. This one is whack, man. This one is a little wild. I've got to give it a rating though here at the end of the video. So honestly, with what's here, I paid close to MSRP, which is, you know, probably close to $200 or so. Once in a series, yearly release. So with that in mind here, honestly, I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it an 8. That's what I'm feeling here. Maybe I pick something up on more sips and I might change my review in the description or something, but I'm feeling an 8 right now with just this texture and viscosity is almost otherworldly. It is definitely very good at doing that above a lot of different other things I reviewed on this channel and just things I've had personally. But the whole notes thing of nothing really sticking out above the rest, and you're getting a little bit of different tastes on almost every sip, makes this extremely unique and hard to rank because of that. But I'm comfortable giving it an 8 for now. I think this is a really cool bottle and a great homage to the whole No family that Freddie did here. So I think this is really solid. Is it worth the $200? I mean, yes and no, I'll say. I'll side on the yes side with that for now. But that being said, that'll wrap up this episode, and I will see y'all soon. Happy hunting and cheers.